Let's move into round 14. You've got the Tigers. They're up on the screen. Jerome Bullard, David Nofaluma, Starford Toa, Tommy Talau, Junior Tupou, Brendan Wakeham, Luke Brooks, Big Stefano backing off Origin if he does get on the field, Api Coruscant backing up from his Origin, David Clemmer, Isaiah Papali'i, John Bateman, Fanua Poole, Jake Simpkin, Alex Seyfarth, Alex Twal, and Asu Kapoa in the 17. Brett Nay then comes back into the number 18 jersey with Atasi James, Dane Laurie, Justin Matamua, and Dallin De Silva in the 22. So I think, and we'll see this as we go through the teams this week, the Tigers don't really have that benefit where they can go, we're going to rest an Api Coruscant. We're going to rest, obviously, Big Stefano if he does get minutes. They need to play full strength. They need these players to win games. So they have been on a bit of a roll. They have pulled some upsets. Probably the biggest one was against your boys a couple of weeks ago. But what do you make of this West Tigers side? What do you make of them this week? And who has to stand up if they have a chance of winning this game?
Biggest upset of the season. Big scoreline at Leichhardt Oval. I think it's the last one for a while that they'll play there. I think the Cowboys. I think we sent our reserve grade to Leichhardt Oval, and the rest of them were playing up at Bali, partying with whoever was on the bye that week. So, for me, it's Appy. Appy's your man. Brooksy was playing like $1 million player, like he is getting paid, but one game doesn't sort of stamp your whole career. So he needs to, give that 10 out of 10 performance, or if not close, again this week.
Yeah, 100%. I think, like you said, Api Coruscant is the gel that holds his team together. Yes, he has those players around him like Papali'i, John Bateman, Luke Brooks, when he does play that. Buller, who's been outstanding, but if Api Coruscant can't get this team on the front foot, they're going to struggle. And the team we're going to look at that they're playing is the Canberra Raiders, and they had a cracking game against South Sydney, even through turmoil. Obviously, the incident that happened last week. We do hope Corey's all right. We hope he recovers well. He seems to be in the clear. Obviously, he's got a few tests to go, but there is a long way to go until we find out what's wrong with him. But Baxter, I'll throw it across to you. Talk to me about your top 4 Raiders that are led by the man himself, Ricky Stewart.
Yeah, mate. Sebastian Chris in the fullback role, Nick Kotrick and Jordan Rapana in the wing position, Albert Hopewate and Matthew Mikatoto in the centres, Jack White and Jamal Fogarty in the halves, Josh Papali, Sammy Sulo in the forward prop role, Zach Wolford in the hooker position, Hudson Young, Corey Horsburgh in the second row, Joseph Tubby in the lock, Tom Snarling, Emre Goulet, Matt Frawley, Atama, I'm just going to call you Atama, and HP in the 18th jersey with Daniel Levy, HSS, Xavier Sage, and Peter Holler in the 22 jersey.
Yeah, I mean, a good side on paper. Obviously, they did take on South Sydney. They did win. They did face a lot of defensive issues, but I guess they've got a good side on paper. You did predict them to come fourth at the start of the season. They started a bit shaky, but they just seem to be clicking into gear, whether it's too early, whether it's right on time. They've got a few wins now. They've had a loss in between, but they've got, I think it's 4 or 5 wins in their last 6. So they're definitely on the bounce. So obviously a big notable out. It is Croker. They have decided to rest him as it is an away game. They want him to play his 300th in front of Canberra next week. I guess my main talking point is, what do you make of that? Obviously, we saw last year how teams missed out on for and against. Teams missed out by 1 win. Resting Croker, who, let's be honest, this year, if you score a try, it's automatically going up by 6s the way he's been kicking. Could this be a move that could come back to bite Ricky at the end of the season? If you were coach, I get you want to play your 300th game in front of a home crowd, but surely you've got to play him because these are the games you have to win away from home.
Yeah, behind closed doors, it could have been the player's choice to sit out this week. It could be a coaching decision. Given it, if the choice was given to me, I'd rather play at home for my 300th. But I think they've been going along so well that Ricky needs to rest certain players, especially Jared Croker being the age that he is. You don't want to burn them out so that then, like in the middle of the year, that they're playing each and every week, that you get into the back end of on August, early September, and they just all tired out because all the juices have been used in July, June. It's good to rest some players. That's the part of the coach's role. Yeah, I had them in top 4. And yeah, at the start of the season, they had a lot of key personnel move on, changes around their side. Expected loss after loss after loss, and then a couple of wins here and there. And now that 5 out of 6 is looking tremendously well for them. So I think that at the moment I had it written down somewhere. They're sitting 7th at the moment. Yeah, they're sitting 7th at the moment, so it's not too bad. Thanks to the ladder from the NRL app, but just need to build on this, and hopefully they can get the 2 points here away. They can go to Canberra next week and celebrate the 300th game of Jared Croker.
Well, how do you obviously see this game? Like we said, this game won't be played at Leichhardt. It will be played out of Campbelltown. West Tigers fans, let's be honest, they're probably one of the most loyal fans given what they've gone through the last couple of years. They're going to get down there. However, it being a Friday 8 p.m., some people might still be at work. Some people might be stuck in traffic. It's a shit to get to if you don't live in the area. So that could affect it. It probably would have been a perfect Sunday 4 p.m. game, but Friday
I don't know
8
why they didn't.
Well,
I don't know.
think
I
it's
don't know.
just
I don't know because you got 3 teams on the bye this week, so I don't know why they couldn't compress all the games into Saturday, Sunday. I get that the Channel 9 have got an obligation that they've got to show a game on Friday night. I get that, but I think with this whole season, with the shortened pre-season, with the World Cup, surely Channel 9 could have, all right, give us a game on Saturday.
I think it's more so that there's no Thursday night because you've already got 3 games on the Saturday. You've already got 3 games on the Sunday, so it's already quite congested as it is. So you're either having
games on the
to
Saturday.
on the when?
Oh, I'll play 4 games on the Saturday. Sorry.
The only way that works is if the Warriors game's at 1 o'clock, and then it's a shit time for New Zealand fans trying to get to that game. So I kind of understand why they're doing it, but again, I think regardless, the Tigers fans are going to show up. Heck, I was at the Bulldogs versus the Gold Coast Titans, and the Raiders in reserve grade probably had about 15, 20, 30 fans in the crowd. So Tigers are going to travel. Raiders are going to travel. I think it's going to be a decent crowd. Baxter, I'm going with the away team. I'm going the Raiders. I'm going 1-12. If anything I've seen the last couple of weeks, it's that the Tigers can grind. The Tigers can stay in a game, and they can keep it close when they're playing with confidence. So they're playing with confidence. Raiders 1-12. What's your prediction for this one?
I've gone the away side too, but I'm going 13 plus. I think that the mighty Raiders, the way they've been playing, I think will be the Tigers won't have anything to match them up within, and they'll leak a lot of points.
Well, there you go. Baxter's got to be in a big one. He's got the Raiders absolutely tearing apart the Tigers. Maybe he's still a little bit sour after what they did to his Cowboys side.
No salt. No salt. Look, it was a great game. It was a great performance for the Tigers against my team. Just hopefully that they can play like this, with some sort of to some sort of degree each and every week, and then stop we stop the negativity talk around them.
Yeah, 100%. And obviously they can lay the foundations for obviously Benji Marshall in future years with Robbie Farah once Sheensy steps aside. But we're both in agreement here. We think that the Raiders will get the result. You've gone 13 plus. I've gone 1-12.